Regular City of White Lakes Council meeting of Monday, June 12th, 2023 to order. Roll call, please.
Scott.
Here.
Beauregard. Here. Grams. Here. Kramer. Here. Zins.
Here. Everyone, please stand for pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag. All right, next item up on is the consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to look it over? And if so, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Kramer, is there support? I'll support that. Support by Councilor Scott. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Guests and citizens, you guys on the agenda for later. Okay, reports from staff, City Administrator on.
I just have a couple of dates today. The first is on Transmedic. We still to date have not received any balance reports from them. Additionally, we were informed that patient records from January 1st through May 31st were compromised of ours, meaning they were downloaded to an outside individual's IP address maliciously. They will continue to investigate that breach, and they believe the vulnerability has been resolved at this time. Additionally, we were informed that the trailer court in town was for sale, and Dave and I did have a meeting with the owners of that. They did indicate that they would be interested in selling it to the city if the city was interested in engaging with them on that. So if that's something that the council would like to pursue, you can go ahead and let me know. It would be, it wouldn't be sold to us for $1 or anything. I think that we would be looking at setting up a project. The sale of the property would probably be about $400,000. Depending on what you want to do with that property. For example, if you want to make it into seasonal campsites, we would need to provide the tenants with 12 months of notice. There's certain restrictions regarding eviction and closure of a trailer court in the state of Minnesota. And then you also would probably want to set up a very large project. I do know the infrastructure in ground there needs to be replaced along with the roads. You would want to probably look at building a bathhouse pavilion type structure, that kind of thing. So we'd be talking probably $5 to $10 million project for that, which the city does have bonding capacity to do if you are interested in doing so. But I do know that there has been an offer. He is listing our trailer court in conjunction with the one in Iron. But my understanding is the one in Iron is a lot more lucrative, so he would be willing to split them up at our city here. And then the fire department was awarded the grant for the extractor. I received that letter today, so it will be in your next meeting packet. That's a little bit of good news.
Thank you. All right, city attorney, contract? Nothing to be there. Reports from elected officials, Councilor Kramer.
Nothing tonight here.
Councilor Grams.
I did attend the youth hockey board meeting last night. They invited me to come to kind of talk about ways to help generate income at the arena so that we weren't running the risk of it possibly closing in the future. And they wanted to know if we did in fact get that legislative funding. So they had a couple ideas. about running different camps or helping to promote, through their contacts for different camps that their children or their association is involved in. Some of the ideas we talked about were summer ice, renting the facility, like the lake does with Redwood Lake Community Center does with the bounce house, maybe, for birthday parties and celebrations. So for now, we just wrote down some ideas, and I don't know if maybe we want to have a separate discussion on arena usage, and we have a marketing committee that is very worthwhile, but we have some ideas that we discussed, and maybe that's for a potential strategic planning meeting or something.
Thank you. Councilor Border,
Nothing today, Mayor.
Councilor Scott.
No, nothing to report.
Only thing last rounds meeting I attended, we got a legislative update. Becky included it in your packet as part of our consent agenda, so there's a lot of things that went on. And helped Northeast Minnesota, so the part of it was a good thing, I guess. Moving on to old business, 10-1. The resolution 2023-015, authorizing the conveyance of real estate to Michael and Marcia Conrad. This is the back lot, I believe, Becky.
Correct, and I do not believe that we set a price on that previously. Typically, you sell lots like that for $1,000.
Mitch, have you looked this over?
I drafted it, yeah.
You drafted it, okay, so it's all set, so you've looked it over?
Yep, yep.
Okay, thank you. How's the council feel?
Have we sold any of the other ones?
They were all sold.
They're all.
We have extensive files at our office from when Mike Passion was the city attorney, when this was all these backlots were subdivided a long time ago and sold off to the front property owners. And I think this is one of the last one or one of the remaining ones to be sold to the front lot property owner. So it's really a housekeeping item to get those out to private property owners to benefit the use of their property.
Yeah, I don't know. What question for you?
All right, is there a motion to approve resolution 2023-015?
We just keep the sale price the same as others, $1,000. Or
I would say so.
I make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Border. I'll support that. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. On the new business, pay request number 33 from Bigger Construction in an amount of $35,500 to the wastewater treatment facility project. And I'm assuming this is just the ongoing work that's being done on this wastewater treatment.
Correct.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion's made by Councilor Kramer. Is there support?
Support.
Supported by Councilor Border. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Mr. Mayor, are you the Conways?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I saw that they're here, so I just, I'm sure they're here because they're curious about a lot, so if I could, I'll just let them know. What'll happen is, no, we just have to take the resolution and deed that were approved tonight, and then if you paid the $1,000 or you come in and pay it to Becky, then we'll go ahead now, we can do it immediately, we can send the deed into recording for recording. And then, they'll issue what's called a certificate of title for that lot, and that'll come back, and then what'll happen is when we get the certificate of title in hand, I will mail those original recorded documents to you with a cover letter. And then that'll be your official proof that you own that back lot, but
So that becomes attached to our property.
no, they are considered separate persons, but, there you can, if you ever went to sell your front lot property, you can sell them both together.
Okay,
Yeah, but you'll have an actual certificate of title from the county registrar's office that confirms that you are the record owners of that. And once we get that from the registrar's office, we'll mail that to you for your records.
okay.
So it's pretty much complete. There's not much more else we need to do. You want to pay for the lot, just bring in your money for that, and then we'll get the documents recorded.
Okay, we can bring that in for you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well then, thanks. Yep. Sorry about that. Ian. No, I didn't say we're here. Yes, thank you.
All right, 11.2 pay request number 10 from Lansing Enterprise in amount of $44,935 for Fisherman's Point Bathhouse project. Your motion to approve.
I just had one question. So it says 85% of the work is completed. Are we on the schedule or is there any?
Yes, we actually just had a progress meeting, last week or the week before. The, propane tank was being installed this week. They were finishing up with interior painting. I believe they just had a little bit of exterior painting to do, and then they were gonna start working on landscaping. So, we're targeting to open by the 30th of June.
Anybody else? So is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Grant, is it support? Supported by Counselor Bordeaux. All those in favor? Opposed, motion carries. 11.3, Ranger ATV Snowmobile Club invoice from Contact for the Moose 7 Beavers, Mowabic and Skywell project. In the amount of $24,411.
This is the last invoice for the bridge, and so once we pay this out, it will be delivered. And that's pretty much it. This is the 3 of 3.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Scott, is there support? Supported by Counselor Kramer. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, motion carries. 11.4, ATV Minnesota Rangers ATV Snowmobile request for financial sponsorship for the 2023 ride and rally event at Giant Ridge. Mitch, you might have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe over the years, we were always told that we could not give taxpayer money out to outside organizations.
Right, yeah, this would have to be denied as a matter of law, because of what's called public purpose doctrine. So we can't make it this.
Okay. So,
Even money that was generated from the campground or anything that can't be used either.
That's general fund money.
General fund can't be used for it.
So here it says typically the city cannot donate funds to outside organizations. What's the caveat or what are the exceptions? Since it says typically.
So, some cities have gambling funds set up, and so monies that they tax from pull tabs, like the chamber would do, they can use those monies to donate out to specific, like the city of Aurora charges 10% of gambling proceeds, and they have that special fund that they can then donate out. The city of Wayland does not have that. Instead, we have a requirement that our gambling funds, 75% of our gambling proceeds have to be spent within the southeast school districts.
We can do in-kind services if there was anything, that you requested from us, we can certainly do in-kind services, right? Typical, if there's anything we can do.
Sure. Yeah, there's a few things in our app, that I haven't brought down here yet, but. We might, need an ambulance crew for that one day. So, but there's some stuff in there, we can discuss that later.
sounds good. I knew from back that we couldn't give monetary funds.
Right after I gave the thing to Becky, I kind of figure that out.
Okay.
So we were aware that it was gonna get.
All right.
So,
Thanks, Wayne.
but thank you.
So this is in September, so when are you looking to know what we can do?
Okay, well, I will have the in-kind services that we would need, which is basically, we're gonna set up in the arena parking lot. That's where 2 of our rides launch from. And one of the things with the safety plan being anywhere around here in the forest, we have to have an ambulance crew standing by, which they basically are anyways, but we want to see if we can't get actual somebody standing by saying that, okay, if the Rangers call us, we're here.
And we talked about a special event permit, much like water carnival submits, where they have that list of requests, so these are.
Yes, and my list was very short. I believe I can check 2 boxes. Because we pretty much got it all handled ourselves. We won't need traffic control or anything like that, I don't think. We will on other rides, but not the Hoyle Lakes rides. So,
Okay, thanks, Roy.
Thank you.
All right, 11.5, Ranger ATV Snowmobile Club building purchase. Becky, you wanna call on this, please?
Yes, so Stuart can help me out. The Ranger ATV Snowmobile Club, was looking to purchase the couple buildings circled in your packet on the corner of Dorchester and 666. It's been going back and forth for a while. It's been very unclear exactly what's going on with tax liability. Flo wants to sell it to the Ranger Club because they're a 501c3 and get a tax break.
That's the,
that's the little glitch here.
Yes.
that's the newest information we've done.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you're not a
You're
501c3,
right.
it's a 501c7,
Okay,
Right,
so they would not receive any tax benefit anyways.
okay,
So there's no benefit of it going to this club versus the city.
versus the city. Yeah, and so then that was the hitch, is that they didn't want to sell it to the city, the club wants the city to own it, because if the city owns it, then it stays in perpetuity as opposed to the club members change. So we're just, I think Stuart and Roy were talking about wanting to discuss it with the council.
yeah, so part of it, to the best of my understanding of this tax laws, a 501c7 is more of a social club. They're not a charity, so people can't donate money and get it as a tax write-off. But we aren't 100% sure whether they can, sell the building to us and get a tax write-off. The best, everything I can read is they can't get a tax write-off. They can't write this money off. But I'm no accountant. So, but I think that this has been a holdup, for the 3 to 5 months that we've been trying to do this, is they have we are a 501c corporation, but not a 501c3. I think they were misled there, kind of. Nobody ever told them right now, I guess.
Yeah, what we did on this, mayor and council is, and I talked to Mike Patchen about this too, just to try to pick his brain on his many years of experience as a city attorney and a real estate lawyer and also a business lawyer. And what we came up with was, we believe that actually, so the overall concept was that the building is valued at $180,000, and they wanted to sell it for $70,000, and then basically that would be $110,000 donation to whoever they were selling it to. And what Mike Patchen and I came up with was that if they basically made that donation to the city, so the city would buy it. And I know there was some potential IRRB money involved in this whole thing too, but if the city basically purchased the building for $70,000, it would in essence then be $110,000 donation by flow to the city. What we're trying to track down is whether if they made that $110,000 donation to the city, to a public sector entity, would that be considered a donation that they could write off as a donation that corporation made as is it a write-off on their corporate taxes if they donate that to the city? And so what we were gonna try to track on was either through our auditing staff or maybe in the finance department of Lowell, whether they could confirm that under the federal tax code or what have you, whether a donation to a city could be something they could write off as a donation, because individuals and entities donate to cities all the time. You see those resolutions come through where somebody donates, some money to earmark it towards buying the electronic, resuscitation devices. I'm using the wrong language, but
AEDs.
the AEDs and, donate for AEDs or, if, I know in Evelyn, they had a canine unit in Evelyn Police Department. People used to donate money all the time to the canine unit in the Evelyn Police Department. And I always believe that when people made that donation, to a municipal government, it is a donation that you could write that off on your taxes. So if we could confirm that through our auditing staff or through Flo's accounting staff, then I think we could still make this work, because then we could buy the building. And then we could enter into a license agreement with the Snowmobile ATV club, that they could use it for storing our equipment. Maybe the city, if there was space available, maybe we could use a little bit of the space too for city purposes, but it mainly would be licensed to the Snowmobile club, so they could store their equipment there.
Very expensive.
Yeah, right. So we could write up a license agreement for that purpose, so that's kind of where we're at. I mean, another example is one thing that I brought up at a prior meeting was that, with your arts and crafts that's happening here, that the law firm is gonna donate to cover how many kids enroll in that. We'll just donate the money to the city to cover whatever the enrollment fees are for kids who want to participate. So that'll be a donation from our firm to the city. And I don't know why I needed this as an appropriation. I believe that would be something we could write off. So that's what we need to get locked down. If the city's inclined to go ahead, that would be the best way to do it.
So right now, basically, we're on hold on the purchase until we find that out.
So has anybody been in direct contact with?
I got hold of the secretary there today, and she just, took some information that I wanted to make sure she was aware
Yeah,
of what our tax is, or our tax status. And beyond that, they haven't called us back yet.
okay, because their main offices are, I think, over by, they're over by Gregor.
Yeah. That's correct.
Yeah, so the corporate headquarters are, I was gonna actually pull this one.
They were informed. Their
Yeah.
tax people there,
Yeah, their tax people said,
that they would get a tax write-off, they sold it to us.
but not to the city. So how they came up with that, I don't.
Okay.
But this is, of course, we're hearing a third party through the secretary. One other thing, Mitch, is I believe the purchase price was not $70,000. It's only $40,000.
Oh, okay, we'll be better.
So they would get a hefty write-off if they could do it through the city. Yeah,
Can we have you, when you talk to Flo, ask them to pin down, is it tax deductible to donate to the city or not?
yeah, so that's what they're trying to figure out too. I think at the same time that you guys are.
Or if you talk to, you can talk to the secretary if you have a contact there and say, could they have an accounting department there, could they just have their, whoever, basically, I'm assuming it's the CFO of the company,
Sure.
because it's not a huge company, I mean, it's a mid-sized company, if the CFO of the company could even call me,
Okay,
and then we can try to track down the information, on what does it provide, because that would be the easiest way to make it happen.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
She told us that they sold it to us, it'd be a tax write-off for them, and if not, it wouldn't be, and that's where they're at with theirs. But that's what they told us. And we could not sell it back to you guys for 3 years, we had to keep it for.
What I would find out is how much they came from, how much they really dug into that issue as far as what
Right.
they actually. Because that might have somebody just might have made an off the cuff opinion on it from their accounting staff without really researching the issue.
right.
So if we could, if I could make contact with them, we could maybe dig into it a little deeper and find out, okay, what's the actual law on this? And again, we're gonna have to convince them of that,
Yes,
because they're gonna have to feel comfortable that if they did make the donation to the city, that they can get the write-off. But if we can get them comfortable with that, then maybe we could get them to do it.
right. Okay, well, I will, that'll be my next, step is see if I can't get somebody from at least the accounting department to get all of you straight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a tax lawyer, so I mean. I could start digging into the federal tax code, but.
I was going to, but then.
Yeah. Well, I just did just a cursory, thing and yeah, it's very hard to understand it if you're not an accountant, I can tell you. So. Okay, yeah, that's what we were hoping to hear that we're gonna work on it.
Perfect.
All right, thanks, Craig. All right, 11-6 memorandum of understanding for EMS director. So this is an agreement between the city of White Lakes and Mahoney Homestead.
Yep, it basically just adds her into the non-union contract. We were on hold for her position as the EMS department filed for unionization. And so now that we're in the negotiation and mediation with them, we'll add Mel back into the non-union.
Yeah, that was just, she kind of fell a little bit into kind of a limbo time there because they had Becky had said, when we were finalizing all that, it was right around the time when they had filed a petition to organize certain employees in the ambulance service and initially in their petition, I think they were kind of indicating that maybe the ambulance director would be in and through what's called the unit clarification process, it was actually confirmed that the ambulance director position is actually excluded from that work. Because she's the main supervisor in the department head, so she's excluded from that. But then, the non-employee agreement had already been finalized at that point, so this is just a housekeeping matter to make sure that she's added back into that.
Okay. Thanks. So is there a motion to approve?
I'd like to abstain.
I'll make that one.
Motion made by Council Borger, is there support?
Support.
Supported by Council Kranz. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And Bernie, you said you're abstaining? Motion carries. Seven, request from Senior Club to waive Fisherman's Point shelter fee. It's a request from the Senior Club to waive the cost of rental shelter for 1 day, $30. Club would like to use a picnic shelter August 15. We would use it from noon to 3. And Vicky Burdick is one that's making that request on behalf of the Senior Club. Council feel about this? A motion to approve? I'll make that motion. Is there support?
I'll support.
Moved by Mayor Zinn, supported by Council Borger. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Facilities use agreement with Independent School District 2711 for arena for the pickleball. Becky, you wanna?
So we were working with ISD 2711. Essentially, a member play pickleball in our arena for the season is $50. And so there was a request to have that added as part of a membership for the Wasabi East gym. And so essentially, Wasabi East would pay us $50 per member, so $500 for up to 10 members. And then they would provide us with a list of those members. As part of that, they would sign in into our facility as part of their gym membership. The school does receive a refund from their insurance companies for this program, but as far as the city is concerned, we're receiving the same amount of money, and so I would recommend it for the facility use agreement.
Thank you.
So the school then would be checking the roster of who's signed in.
Yes.
Make sure they're
Yep.
at one of the 10, yeah, okay.
Yes.
And Becky, have you heard from Dr. Burgess?
I have not.
Anything, because I emailed him too to say, hey, do you have any issues with this? Is there anything you want to bring up? And he hasn't replied either. I know he's been kind of in and out of the office this
Right.
month, but yeah, when I looked through it, as far as the community ed part, I didn't see anything glaring, so I didn't think, that, yeah, he can go ahead and sign it. He hasn't mentioned it and changed it.
Right.
I think it's part of the insurance, if you belong to the club.
It's mostly the Silver Sneakers members who have been calling and asking about it, if that can be part of their Silver Sneakers membership, because they can use our facility for free through Silver Sneakers. So they wanted to be able to come down here and play pickleball for free too, if we could take their Silver Sneakers membership. So yeah, we would just provide a roster that I would pick up weekly or submissions are monthly, so even at the end of every month. I would pick up the roster and log them into their Silver Sneakers account, and then they would reimburse the school.
And I did also have Mitch draft that if they've already paid for this year, they do not get a refund, so we won't be having to deal with refunds.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Kramer, is there support? Support by Counselor Borgard, is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. 11.9 is recommendation to hire arts and crafts helper.
So the arts and crafts instructor previously hired was out of the position and unfortunately found another job. So we recommended hiring Anna back. She did do this position last year, and from what it sounds like so far, she's working out very well. So the council did grant me the authority previously to hire for up to 30 days, so this is just hiring her for the remainder.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I make that motion.
Motion made by Counselor Scott, is there support?
Support.
Support by Counselor Graham, is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11.10, resolution 2023-016, authorizing approval of master equipment lead purchase agreement for Toro Workman, HDX and Toro Multi-Pro and attachments.
So this is a budgeted item for the golf course, and they just sort of must say this is part of their contract for signing.
There's nothing, the same thing we've done in the past with the council. Is there a motion to approve?
Are we purchasing outright? I know there's one page.
It's a lease.
It's a lease.
Okay, so we do pay the interest, everything, they're all the term of the lease. Okay.
The motion to approve? I'll make the motion. There's your support.
I'll support.
The motion made by Mary Ann, supported by Counselor Kramer. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Anybody else have anything? If not, then motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Counselor Kramer, is there support? Supported by Counselor Border, all those in favor? Aye.